Busy place. There you go. All right. Okay, I made record time today because I got to ride out and I got to ride back about halfway. So my old work colleague Carl basically stopped and picked me up on the way out. It was good to catch up to him. I had to pay the dog tax when I was in there. There was like 3 dogs in there, and I had to pet each one of them. They barked at me until I petted them because they're like, "You got to pay that dog tax, man." So it was good to see him. He had a bunch of logs roll on him last year before. Broke his ankles. At least one of his ankles for sure, maybe both. So I asked him how he was doing. He said, "Yeah, I'm doing good." The guy's like 74, 75. So he goes, "I'm doing good." So I figured that would have been it for his working career. I said, "So what are you doing these days?" "Oh, working in the bush." Imagine that. You know, it's like, yeah, he, quite the character, nicest guy you'd ever work with, so it's like, so I got to shoot the shit with him, and then he had the air conditioning on in the truck. And on the way back, Melissa and Natalie were driving back from work, their job. They're like, "Yeah, throw it in the back," so hopefully I didn't trash anything in the back of her truck there, but, yeah, that's all. It was good to catch up. I took her baby shower photos last year, the year before, whenever the baby was born. And the nicest person ever. So, "Well, if you need a lift out there, I'm heading out there almost every day." So, "Well, okay." So, like, everybody's like taking pity on me. So it's pretty good. But so I told her, said, "I'm looking for a vehicle." I told her what I was looking for, whatever. "If you know anybody, let me know." But I said, more importantly, so I'm looking for a 10-speed back wheels. So I'm like, she goes, "Okay, if I see that, I'll let you know." So I got everybody in the town just about looking for a 10-speed back wheel for me, for my Batechia. Why? Because that thing is going to fly. Oop. And I got my poor bike chain stuck in Carl's chainsaw chain on his bar. I was like, "Oh, geez, great." I threw it in the back of his truck, and it was like my chain was stuck on the chainsaw bar, and the chains were stuck together. I was like, "Oh, you want to wreck his chainsaw?" Good times, good times. Oh, other way. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, so I got Melissa looking for a. She's like, I was really adamant. I was like, "You know those Tour de France bikes?" "Yeah." I said, "What are those? But for 10-speed, it's got to be a 10-speed." "Okay." So I was telling her about because she does more like flowers and stuff like that, and gardening. And she was talking about getting a pole arm chain, so I said, "Yeah, I just got one." And I was telling her about it and stuff like that. And she's got the same whippersnipper I got. But her, it's more like the floral side of things. And yeah, so like she's got quite a few clients. She's doing really well, her group. And I always like it when I see people doing well, because especially if they can hire other people, right? So I told her about all my trucks gone, and that I was looking for like probably an SUV or something like that. And her husband has the Forester. See, I have a client, the one I got the CRV, well, I got it from my cousin, but it was originally theirs. They've got the Subaru Foresters as well. The Subaru, I think. Yeah, Forester Subaru. And they're, well, it's just the missus now. The Mr.'s no longer with us. God rest him, really good man. But they like the Subaru Foresters. And I'm like, I would love to have a truck, but I think something like that might be one up. But she was telling me she had a Yaris. And I'm like, those are Toyota Yaris, pretty small. But she said, "Oh, you'd be surprised when you jam into that." She said, "I had dressers in there and everything." And I'm like, it'd be a bit too light to pull stuff with. But it's like, it was like a really spacious hatchback. I have a client that bought a brand new GMC something, I can't remember what model it is, and I could barely fit my 2 chainsaws in the back. It's a hatchback, but it's just like, it's the weirdest trunk spacing I've ever seen. It's like 2 milk crates. You know, you'd have a hard time getting them in there. But no, something with like basically almost like a hollow tube with a hatch on it. You know, that would work. But anyway, yeah, so that was my day. A little frogger jumping around there. Oh, park. Yeah, so I made it round trip, very, very record time getting a lift. So it was that big turbine. Stop asking me about it. A bunch of weirdos. Anyway, yeah, so this weekend, there's where poor Brutus was and Freddie was over there. I'm going to see if I can clean up Thunder a bit, because the hose is there, so I'm going to see if I can get these 3 objects washed. I would be happy with that this weekend. Whippersnip around, then I'm going to redo the ad for Thunder and see if I can sell him as a project truck. I don't want to get rid of him because he is a good truck. It's just, like anything, it needs money, right? So, the one thing that I don't have, you know, the one thing I don't have, well, at least not the spare anyway, but I need a 10-speed back wheel for the Petechia. That bike's gonna fly. Anyway, alright, so I'm gonna go in, have my chips, cool off, and call it a day. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, that's all I'm doing today. It's like, but I couldn't do much more because, well, you can hear the heat bugs blowing there. But if I cut any more grass than I cut, everything would burn. So, can't have that now. Alright, I'm gonna go in where the air conditioning is. Have a great day.